Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome. My name is Mandy and I am here to do a look with a lot of the products that I featured in my Sephora haul from the VIB savings event. I'm not going to use all of them, and I'm going to use two more that I didn't talk about because I did place one more order on the very last day. I had some hits and I had a miss. So if you want to see what those were, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, let's get started with complexion. I am using the brand new Allies of Skin SPF 50, the one that is like a self-tanner. So this is my second day using it. I'm kind of detailing my progression to see if I actually get a result as far as tanning goes, but the SPF itself, I really enjoy. It is glowy though, so let's keep that in mind. I am, gonna put a glowy foundation on top of it because why not? Probably not the smartest idea, but that's the way it happened. I'm trying out for y'all for the first time the Danessa Myricks Beauty Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. I talked about in my haul that I haven't had the best luck with her complexion products in the past. The balm did not work for me. I tried something else like glowy, and it did not work for me. So I'm not quite sure why I got this other than I had heard people talk about it. Someone asked me my opinion. I'm like, you know what? Let me just give it a try. I got the shade number 4, which is gonna look a little light, not compared to my face, but to my body because I did self-tan last night, but it's fine. We'll try to rectify that with bronzer. I'm gonna use my Refer LC03. It's not thin by any means. It's not moussey by any means, but it is thicker than I would think a skin tint to be. And this is not the first time that I have tried this. In fact, I've worn it probably 4 or 5 times. I do have an opinion on it, and I'm gonna apply it first and then let you know what that is. It's not the best comparison day because clearly I'm very glowy and dewy from my SPF, even though it is not tacky. But that is with the product on. You can see it's catching the light. It is definitely glowy. I'm not mad at that. It's on the marketing. I mean, it's a glowy product. It is not high coverage at all. It's a skin tint. I would say it's light, and I've tried to build it up, and I'm going to here in a second on top of some of my redness that's the worst. And it's not what I would consider extremely buildable. And I'm gonna take whatever's left on my hand and just kind of tap it on top of the reddest parts of my cheek, which I'm hoping will still come through. It is too dewy for me. It's just too much. And I honestly had not watched videos of this before I bought it. If I had, I probably wouldn't have bought it because I just don't like this amount. Yes, my SPF was, but I knew I was putting on makeup today. If I knew I was going to not put on makeup and have a no makeup day, I would have chosen an SPF with less dew to it. This is just adding on top of it. It's just not my preferred look. So this was not a home run for me. It wears okay. I don't have an issue with that. And depending on what I put on top of it as far as powders go, it cannot look as dewy. However, I don't remember what powder it was. It was like a powder foundation I put on top of it. It was a pretty matte one, and it was just like, it came through within an hour. I'm just full on, I just look sweaty. And I like a luminous look. I don't like a sweaty look. So not my favorite of that. I did not get a new concealer in the sale, so I'm just gonna use my Kulfi Main Match Concealer. This is in the shade, is it Cocoa? It's kind of hidden, a little bit covered up with my label. But I just put a little bit where I am the darkest. I have cracked a concealer code, y'all, and I cannot wait to make the video on it. I just have to do some demo like B-roll shots, and then I will be posting it. But I am so excited about what I've discovered works best for me, and I can't wait to share it with y'all. But this one is definitely a good one. Some powder on this face. I did get a new powder that I'm gonna use for the rest of my face, but I am gonna use my Huda Beauty and Pound Cake for the center of my face. I do prefer kind of a 2-step powder where I use a loose powder, one that has a little bit more of a mattifying property to it in the center of my face because I really don't want to be shiny there. See, that definitely took down some of the shine. And then I did get a new pressed powder, and this was not included in my original haul because I did make one final purchase that included two things. I'm gonna show both in this video. And this is the new Givenchy Prisme Libre color pressed powder. Let's talk about the Givenchy powder like debacle, okay? I did not talk about that because I am one of the very few who didn't like the original Givenchy powder. And when I say very few, I might be the only one in the world because everybody raved about it. I did not love it, so I couldn't speak to whether the new one was better or worse because I didn't really like the first one. So I didn't get into that whole thing, but I did want to try this new one, and they have, I think, 4 shades. Light was sold out, which I'm kind of glad because it forced me to get the shade number 4, which I believe is medium. And this is still gonna work, I think. Now, I haven't tried it yet. It does come with a little brush, which I'm not gonna use, but it's in there. I do appreciate that. In fact, how do I get this out? It's not going, I mean, is there something I'm doing? There it goes. Wow, that's not going anywhere. Literally, but it is just a, you know, it might be good for touch-ups, but I'm not gonna use it today. I also wanted to try this because my beloved, and when I say beloved, I have never to this day found a pressed powder I like better for touch-ups than my La Mer pressed powder, which has been discontinued, and I am almost out in my purse, so I'm always on the lookout for another pressed powder to take with me to touch up. So this has 4 color correcting shades in it. And I'm just gonna apply it like I apply every other powder. It's my Danessa powder brush. And usually when I have like cream products on, like that bronzer, I want to go around it so I don't really compromise the glow that it gives my skin. But honestly, I don't want to keep that glow. I'll put it back with a highlight, but I'm really trying to mattify my face right now. Okay, that's pretty. That is not detectable on the skin. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. And I put a few different layers. In fact, I'll put some more right now. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Now I'm going to have to use it as a touch-up maybe later on today with this Danessa Myricks. I'm going to need it and see how I like it that way. But as far as powder goes, it's undetectable on the face. So far, so very good with this one. And I'm glad I got that color. If I would have gotten the lighter one, I think it would have been too light. Blush. This is the second product that I hauled in my second order that I haven't shown yet. And this is also from Givenchy. This is not new, but I don't know why it took me so long to try it. The Prisme Libre blush. This is the 4 color loose powder blush. And this is in the shade number 2, Taffeta Rose. We all know I'm having a pink blush moment. If you're new, you may not, but I am having a pink blush moment. I love all the pink blushes. And this one has 4 different pinks. I just kind of tap a little bit out and mix it together on the lid. Now I'm gonna use the What's That Beauty R202 brush. I used this last night to try this for the first time over my existing blush. And to be fair, I had a pretty warm look on yesterday, so it was a peach blush. So I didn't get the full effect of this, but I just kind of really worked it into the brush, and then I'm just gonna sweep it up my cheek and then kind of stipple it in. I love a pink blush. Oh, that's pretty. 2 for 2 for the Givenchy products. Heavens knows the last thing I need is to put a highlighter on my face, but I'm going to, because when I hauled the One Size B12 base thinner, someone asked me if this could be used as a highlight on its own. I hadn't tried that. I didn't know if it was gonna mess up anything underneath. So I'm gonna try it today. Again, last night before I washed my face, I kind of put it on top of what I already had, and it didn't mess anything up then, but we'll see how it looks now. I have tried this once so far with a cream foundation as a thinner, and I'm not quite sold on that yet because quite honestly, I just like using a moisturizer to thin out cream foundations. One of my favorite combinations is the RCMA cream foundation with the Embryolisse moisturizer. It works great and it doesn't add any additional luminosity, which this one clearly does. So I'm not, again, sold completely on it, but we're gonna try it just as a highlighter. Take like a quarter of a pump, which is way too much. This is like a pink and gold reflect liquid. And I'm just gonna use my BK 109 just to kind of tap it in the V of my temple right here, just a little bit down my cheekbone. It's definitely noticeable. It did not pick up any of my foundation or powder, so to answer that commenter, no, as of right now, it has not messed up anything that I applied it on top of. Let's move on to eyes. The only eyeshadow product I hauled was the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. And I had talked about in the haul how I had already used this and loved it. And I have, and I do. I've been using it quite a lot. I'm going to use it today with some of the more pinky shades. I've been using the peaches more than anything. It's probably gonna be a mix of both, but that's okay. So I'm gonna take a Rephr 15 Max, put it into the shade Ren right here for my crease. I mentioned in that video, I mentioned in my recommendations video, I'm still on my single shadow quad loving stage. I'm gonna blend that out. And I still don't tend to reach for big palettes like this that often. I have reached for this one more since I have hauled it, which is pretty typical. But when I do reach for a larger palette lately, it always tends to be one of my Natasha Denona palettes. So when I saw this one, I love a peach eyeshadow, I love a pink eyeshadow. I was like, you know what, no, I don't need. Nobody needs, but I really want to try this. And I'm glad I did because I am happy with it. I'm gonna take Fluorescence right here, which is a peachy pink. I've been using Floor right here a lot, but this one has some more pink to it. It's a little bit darker on my Rephr number 2 for my lid. And then I'm gonna use my finger because Natasha Denona shadows always, to me, especially, well, at least the shimmery ones, work best with a finger. So I'm just gonna lay a foundation with the brush and then top with a finger. And this one definitely comes off more peach on the eye than pink. I am so glowy. Do you see what I mean? With how fast that Danessa Myricks like pokes through. I'm gonna have to take some Charlotte Tilbury and kind of press it in. See if that helps, because this is just kind of, it's a little out of hand. Let's see how long that lasts. I like the glow up here. I don't like it down here and in the middle of my face. All right, back to the eyes. I'm gonna take Equinox, which is this very like kind of shimmery topper shade, and use it as a topper. And this one definitely has more of a silvery pink, almost iridescent shift. Oh, hopefully that came through. I like that on top of that. You can't see the pink as much on top of that Fluorescence shade, but the iridescence and the sheen definitely comes through. Yes, please. I like that. And then I'm going to take, I don't know that I'm gonna take anything on the bottom lash line today. I think I'm gonna keep it like that and maybe just take a little bit of the dark shade, the dark brown, as a liner, because I love how, and this is like a very minimal liner, like I'm not wanting it to be very noticeable at all, because I really love how bright that eye is, the lid, and how shimmery. And I feel like if I take something underneath, it's gonna detract from that and not keep it as open. We're just gonna keep it like that. Before I do mascara, I'm gonna do lips. I did not buy these from Sephora. As far as I know, they're available at Sephora, but Myricks sent me these and I thought I would use them because I haven't on camera yet. So this is their newer lip liner, and this is in the shade Coup, which is described as a cool pink shade. And it is definitely cool pink. It has almost a purple hint to it. Our neighbor's on his four-wheeler and Zeus is having a come apart. And then they sent over their gloss in Pointel. I know it's not pronounced like that, y'all. I'm very aware. Pointelle, which is a pink gloss or lip oil. And this is described as a cool baby pink. I don't know about that being baby pink, but I like it. When I think baby pink, I think lighter than this, but I still like it. Now for mascara, I did not, well, take that back. I bought 2 new mascaras during the sale, the Tower 28 and the Ilia, which are some of my absolute favorites, but I have not opened them yet. I don't want to. I have too many full-size ones that I'm trying to get through right now. So I was like, you know what, let me just see if I have a travel size that's available at Sephora, and I do. The Rare Beauty, I think it's the volumizing one. And I don't even think I'm going to put any mascara on my lower lash line either. I just want it to be super open. I have used and talked about this one before. I do like it. It's not a love enough for me to have repurchased it during the sale like the Tower 28 and the Ilia, but I do enjoy it. So I'm just gonna put 2 coats of this on. And that is the completed look using a lot of the stuff that I hauled from the Sephora sale. A very quick roundup of my favorite and least favorite. My favorites so far, at least of the ones that I talked about today, are the Bloom palette and the 2 Givenchy products, the powder and the blush. Really loving those. And I don't dislike anything else except this. It's just not for me. It would be great for someone who likes something very, very dewy or has extremely dry skin and loves a very luminous wet look. It's just not me. And I have tried this over a more matte SPF, because I know someone's gonna be like, yeah, well, your SPF was dewy, that's why. I've tried it over a matte SPF. It still looks as dewy as it does right now and as it did when I applied it. So it's not because it's a bad product, it's just not a me product. So I will have everything listed and linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions, what your favorite product was that you hauled in the Sephora, if you haven't told me already. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.